Oh, that's a fucking good one.
Woke up this morning, it's a blessing. Every loss I had in this game, it was a lesson. Had a few complaints last time, I better check them. Plug doing yoga and shit, they like to stretch them. Fucked around, lost it all, had to go back and get it. Everything I avoided, had to go back and live it. Parking lot, Lenox Mall, 50 blocks in the back. Saw them lights in the rear view and had an asthma attack. All I heard was the sirens, all I saw was the lights. Yeah, my nigga is over, you lived a hell of a life. And just like that, they drove right past me, duffel bags of that clean, and yeah, that would've been nasty, blessed. No matter how hard this shit get, just shoot for the moon. Cause even if you miss, you're still amongst the stars, yeah. Your dreams don't scare you, you ain't dreaming big enough, baby.
Me and the homies decided to go out to Broughton just for a little overnight trip. Kind of pointless because we don't fish. Well, Jesse does, but I don't. But yeah, headed out there kind of midday, or a bit after midday because we fucked around a bit at the shops to get all the food and shit. But yeah, got out there eventually and it was pretty flat. Now this is the first spot that we got to. Only spot that we hit that afternoon. It was pretty much dark anyway. But yeah, main goal for both of us was to get a kingfish, which it didn't really have any current on it, this spot, or, you know, enough bait, but I did a few drops beforehand and noticed some little snapper coming in, so decided to turn the camera on for this drop. Just laid there, I thought there'd be snapper out in front of me, like bigger ones obviously. Now I've got a little one that comes up to me on my left, so I know that there's some around. It's not a school, but it does indicate that they are around. So I'm going to give you a little mini map of what is happening with these snapper. So the red are the two snapper, obviously. The blue is me. And I've given the boulder that I'm sitting on the depths of what it is. And obviously the 16 is the gutter all around it, which stops at either point. And then it comes up again. And the sun is where the sun is on that, the big yellow thing. So yeah. So I've noticed that the two snapper are moving from behind me. And they're about mid-water, so that gives a good indication of whether there'll be other snapper around. So, moving on, I've breathed up and I've started to dive again, and this little mini map will show you where I'm going to land to my last position. So I haven't moved that far at all. I've only changed the depth in which I'm choosing to go at. So I've landed and I've decided to scratch the bottom and hope to bring some in, which I notice that there's a tank sitting nearly at the surface. So now I've put myself in a bit of a dilemma here. So this fish is at least 10 meters above me and I'm doing a upward shot. And it can see me fine because it has the sun on its back, so I can barely see it. And yeah, which is not where you want to be. So I try my hardest to get it to come in and realise that is not going to happen. But I figured that it is pretty silly and I can probably get away with just pushing off the bottom and resetting. Now you can see it heading off in the distance on the left or middle, and it is kind of just doing circles around me but at a distance. It does not want to come in, and yeah, it bamboozled me pretty good, but they're all little snapper around it as well. Now when I come up I notice that it doesn't even swim away, which is really odd. When you look at snapper they swim away, so yeah. So I saw it swim off and I knew that it was in that red area roughly, and that the only bit of cover that I could find was those two brown boxes. The big long brown rectangle is just a ledge, but it had no sort of cover or concealment on it. So yeah, I settled for that and I figured that I'm on the same level as it, it will come straight up to me. I figured it wouldn't be able to see me behind that big boulder, which I was correct. Started scratching and I saw it in the distance. Little live action mini map for what I'm referring to. So yeah, I notice him and he just keeps coming towards me. And yeah, nail him. But my spear didn't go all the way through, so I was kind of stressing. You can see me rush over. The flopper's not even engaged, but I stoned it. Well, disabled it. I wouldn't say stoned.
Holy fuck! Fuck yeah!
He ended up going 3.8 kilo. It's a pretty solid fish on the spear.
Holy shit, that looks so nice with the line.
My GoPro's on, by the way. Fuck, that is beautiful.
I dropped on him straight away.
Holy shit.
So it was pretty much dark and time to move, and I kicked a nursie in the head. I didn't know that it was underneath me. Yeah, kicked it in the head, didn't know what to do, as I didn't have a spear gun with me to prod it away.
Oh, I'm just checking.
Are you getting harassed?
Yeah.
Were they harassing ya?
Holy fuck. I don't like nurses for that reason.
Why?
I didn't know what to do.
So that was the end of that day. Conditions were pretty good. Towards the end there, the wind died down and it got really flat, which was a bit annoying. It was after we did all the diving, but the next day after that was one of the flattest days I think we've had all year. So as you can see, it's pretty flat, and we got the bright idea to go through the looking glass because Jesse said he did it, so we thought we could do it. Despite how flat it is, there's still a bit of a surge that goes through the middle of it, but when it runs off the sides, it kind of keeps you in the middle, if that makes sense. So it kept us on track. So it's really hard to knock in there when it's quite flat. I imagine when there's a little bit of swell, it would be a nightmare. But you can see Jesse goes through it very quickly. I'm a bit nervous because I'm not in a tinny. So moving on, we hit lots of spots and caught nothing for the most of the day. And then we went back to one spot where we shot pretty much everything. It had like all sorts of different species there, which was great, and the water was dirty on top but clean underneath. Now this is, as soon as we jumped in, there was bait everywhere. Now generally when there's those silver trevally, there's usually kings underneath them that sit on the bottom. While I was mucking around in the water, Jesse caught a little mac tuna. There's like heaps of them here that day.
Oh, you!
I'll make a dive on this bait because it was acting erratic. As you can see, they all spooked, and that wasn't from me either. Saw a few little kingies getting around. Well, they're decent size, but I was trying to pick one. And this one had all scars over it, so I thought I might as well take him. Looks like he's, you know, been hooked before or something and run into rocks. Reef the fisherman, I don't know, but he's pretty beat up. It's not the first one I've shot like that from this spot.
Kilo maybe?
First king of the day, only a little fella. So I whacked that first fish in the boat. Jesse came and picked it up and then made it drop again. The silver trevally had moved out a little bit and it was more just, you know, little yellowtail getting around. There's some kingies still getting around that I could see from the surface, but decided to head a bit closer to the bottom this time. And not really the size I wanted. I was thinking I'm going to upgrade if I'm going to shoot anything. And then seemed pretty desolate, not much hanging around. Noticed two grey nurse sharks sitting next to me, which I was a bit worried about. If they did feel hungry, they were going to get fed. But then this fella comes through, a bit bigger, a lot bigger. Put a shot in kind of near the shoulder area. Not sure if it went all the way through or not, so it was a bit light on the line when I was pulling it up. But it did actually go all the way through. So yeah, it had plenty of life left in it. I didn't really hurt it that bad. I just put in a good holding shot, that's all. Better to be safe than sorry, so I grabbed a second gun because I was still unaware that the first shot had gone through and the second shot went through as well, just said. Wasn't overly big, went about 16 kilo. Still a solid fish. That was that mission done. 2 kingies and a snapper. I was pretty happy with the snapper. Didn't really expect to see it at that spot. I haven't seen him there in a while, but it paid off. This dive was kind of a late afternoon dive during the same week as all the other videos. Just me and Taj went out looking for tuna, just off Tomaree. Not gonna, hide this spot. It's not the greatest in the world. It's pretty sharky, so do what you want with that information. But yeah, came down on the bottom and this fella came in to have a look pretty quickly. This was my first dive of the day too.
Is that on?
What is it?
Massive bronzy, there's two of them.
So I counted two in that last dive, two different bronzies. So I went down again. I noticed there was a few like snapper kicking around, not big ones by any means, but they were really silly, which usually indicates there's a few sharks kicking around. Got down on the bottom. I was pretty nervous because I'm pretty open to any sort of attack from these sharks. They can come up behind me, on top of me, beside me, You can see this fella comes in from the left side of me. He's pretty chill, just cruising through, not even in sports mode yet. Decent sized shark too. So Taj hadn't made a dive yet. He was a bit crook, so he couldn't really get down to the bottom, but it was kind of that viz where you couldn't see from the top. You could make out light and dark, but you couldn't see the sharks. So I got him to make a dive with me to see if he could see this shark that was, coming around, circling us a little bit. Which is a great nurse on the sand, I think. But yeah, he just shoots through. He's a different one to the other two I've seen so far. But Taj got to see him.
Little cheeky dog.
Yeah, he's the third one. He's different to the other two I saw.
You named it.
For this one I turned the camera on pretty quickly because he came up off the bottom like a rocket. He turned last second, which was nice. So it was time to head back in after that.
That's red hot. One just came up to me on the surface.
What?
A bronzy.
This was the last dive that I did before we got out. Just on the way in, thought I might as well just jump down, have a look around. There was nothing, not even drummer, not even silver drummer. Just a few bits of bait kicking around. And this shark was different because he had all the shimmering bait around him. Pretty sure he was a bronzy, but he was different to the other few I've seen. So there's heaps kicking around.
It was a different shark that time. I don't know if it was a bully or another bronzy.